Hey guys, came for 15 back at it with another video for you guys. Back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys. As I believe we're getting to the end of the Kuma backstory, and we're gonna eventually be getting back into the current present stuff that's been going on Egghead, which I know for some people who don't care about the backstories, you're happy to see that. But I think we have an episode, maybe two more, um, just to conclude the Kuma backstory. If I remember from the manga stuff, I believe the next week should be the final episode of the Kuma backstory, but then again, I don't know. We'll see. But this Kuma backstory has probably the last emotional bit of the backstory, and even though I did say, like, in a weird way, Vegapunk did kind of blackmail Kuma to doing what he needed to do. Um, let's just say Saturn further went on with the blackmail and basically made a damn near ultimatum blackmail of, well, either you have your daughter die or you submit to me. And yeah, you kind of see that the world government and Saturn, you know, and you see why, before the backstory started, you see why Bonney tried to stab Saturn and try to kill him, because we find out that Saturn basically forced Kuma to take away his entire free will. And to the point, like, he is just a mindless, essentially a cyborg, just a complete robot that has no free will, does what he wants, does what is ordered to do, and stuff like that. So, yeah, but anyways, we start the episode off where, okay, yep, this is what's going on. Then you have it where Kizaru, excuse me, he shows up and he's like, "Well, Vegapunk, yeah, I'm here. I got message to tell you." And Vegapunk's like, "Okay, then what is it?" And basically, Kizaru's like, "Well, just gonna let you know, it's probably not good to discuss, deals with pirates, and we're a part of the world government. So, let's just know that we know what you were planning to do with this dude right over here." And basically he reveals that the world government basically had a transponder snail that was basically spying in, and basically like a camera transponder snail that was seeing in and can listen and everything, see what Vegapunk's doing to make sure if Vegapunk was doing the right things. Because you remember, Vegapunk, he actually used to be working alongside the Revolutionary Army, and it makes sense why the world government's like, all right, let's see if this dude's actually doing stuff for world government affairs, or if he's just doing his own little, stuff and things like that. So you just have it to where you see that, and basically on the line is Saturn and everything. So, you have this interesting thing where Saturn's like, "You there, Vegapunk?" And Vegapunk's like, "Yeah, I'm here." It really looked like Vegapunk realistically doesn't like dealing with the freaking five elders, and it's kind of like that whole nuisance of the fact, of he's like, "Oh brother, here we go again." Because remember, Saturn is, his division concerns science, so in a weird way, he is Vegapunk's boss. And it sounds like Vegapunk is like, "Oh brother, this guy." So basically, he goes on to say, like, "Look, man, we saw what you did. We heard what you're planning on doing. Trying to heal this dude's daughter, who, mind you, this guy is a pirate, and he's also a Revolutionary Army member. And just say if word gets out by chance that the Navy helped out this pirate, heal his daughter or something like that, well, we would get pretty much some pretty bad publicity." Of course, it's a publicity stunt, even though the world government does nothing any better than what the fucking pirates do. But what do I know, right? The world government thinks they're holier than thou, because, they're a dictatorship who are trying to control the narrative and trying to hide the truth. The fact, like, no, they're not as perfect as they say they are. They absolutely do the wrong stuff themselves. So, there's the thing. So he basically gives this ultimatum to Kuma, and he's like, "Look, your little stipulation of making these pacifistas, That's fine, but I feel like there's not enough of, basically a need or a want to basically have it to where this dude really is giving up everything he possibly can to save his daughter. So basically, he puts three more conditions on the top of the condition that Kuma already agreed upon to just basically be a pacifista, right? So, the thing, the thing is, number one is Saturn's like, all right, number one, your first condition is you have to join the seven warlords. He talks about how at the time Ace ended up defeating one of the warlords, and which probably makes the reason why the world government asked him like, "Hey, you want to be a part of the warlords?" And Ace was like, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing that." Right? So we find out Ace was the one that took out one of the original or the member that Kuma ended up replacing in the Seven Warlord system and stuff like that, right? So he's like, "You're gonna do that, right? You're gonna. That's the next thing." Um, the third thing, the second one is Kuma is gonna be the Navy's human weapon. Is gonna be the Navy it's gonna be the Navy's human weapon. Essentially, now Vagon's like, wait, what the heck are you talking about? And basically, Saturn's like, the dude's basically gonna be modified to the point he's a robot, right? And the thing is, Vegapunk is like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not doing that. That's why would we? You're basically asking me to kill this guy. You're telling me to turn this dude into a robot and kill this guy. Now, funny enough, Kizaru's like, well, that would help the Navy a lot. And Vegapunk's like, Kizaru, shut the fuck up. I'm not here to deal with your bullshit right now. And stuff like that. And then that's when Saturn brings up the fact about Kuma being a part of the Revolutionary Army and stuff like that. And this is when the third condition comes in. And basically, the third condition is the fact that Kuma has to ultimately abandon his mind and his free will. And when, Vegapunk hears this, he's like, okay, fine. If you want me to modify this guy, fine. But you want me to take away this dude's free will on what to do? And Vegapunk blows up on Saturn. He's like, dog, you're legitimately actually telling me to kill this man and just turn him from a freaking human being to an absolute robot. You're basically asking me to kill him and kill his entire existence. Basically his life, essentially. If he can't do what he wants. He basically says like a cyborg without free will is just basically a robot. And Saturn's just like, so, I don't give a crap. You either do that or you don't. That's the one of two things. You do it or not. Because I hold all the cards. You have to save your daughter. If you don't want to do it, well then we'll let you go. But then we'll let you go, but you won't be able to save your daughter, and your daughter will die. But if you do this, we'll save your daughter. And it's just shit where Kuma's backed into a corner. And basically, you just have it to where Kuma, reluctantly, he's like, Vegapunk, do it. I'm okay with this. Do it. If it's to save Bonney, I'm okay with this. I'll do it. And Vegapunk's just absolutely shocked. He's like, but Kuma's just like, no, I need to do this. And then this is when Saturn adds even more stipulations. So this dude talks about 3 conditions, right? And then he adds on like a fucking 4th condition, like, hey dude, so just to let you know, when you completely basically give your free will to us, you cannot see your daughter anymore. So while you're being modified, here's the thing, what will happen to your daughter. While your daughter's getting treatment and being held and everything, and being protected, she'll be in our custody, you see? And when she's in our custody, you won't be able to see her, you won't be able to do this and everything. That is until you're fully modified, she'll be let go free and she'll be able to do what she wants to freely do. She'll have her own life and everything. But the thing is, she's gonna be coming with us first. Now Kuma's like, whoa, hold on. I'll do everything you asked me to do, but could you do me one freaking favor? Please, if you do me one favor. If you can just let her live in the Sorbet Kingdom, I promise I won't see her after I'm fully done and fully modified and her treatment's done and everything, because that's the whole thing. He's like, after she basically heals up and she's good to go, you know, he can't see her no more, right? Because then that's when he's going to do the last modifications to fully lose his free will of his mind, as well at the same time, um, be his basically serve the government, right? Now, Saturn is like, fine, okay, I'll let you do what you want, fine. But the thing is, we're still going to have government officials watching her every move to make sure you're not going to go see her, right? So that's the thing. You basically kind of get some nice scenes between Kuma and Bonney. Also, Sentomaru's also there, so you see how, okay, Bonney knows Sentomaru and everything, even though Sentomaru does get annoyed about Bonney and everything, but does have fun. They do the Nika dance that they were doing and everything, and same time, Vegapunk is doing the modifications on Kuma. So yeah, so basically after Bonnie gets the treatment, she's declared a-okay, and we actually do find out in this episode, like, okay, once she's cured from the blue sapphire scale disease, she's still not fully concerned. She'll have to live she'll still have to stay out of sunlight for about a few months or so, but other than that, she'll be basically fully healthy. So you have it to where you get the time skip, where you get a few, the time that's passed. They go back to the Sorbet Kingdom, right? Obviously the old people in the Sorbet Kingdom, they're happy to see Bonnie again, and they're happy to see that she's all right and everything, and stuff like that. Kuma basically tells the people, like, look, I'm gonna be going away for a long time, so yeah, that's the thing. He also does make the mention, because if you're wondering, like, okay, then how the hell did Bonnie, like, not, like, pop these questions and everything, like, Kuma does tell her, like, hey, Daddy's gonna go away for a very long time because I got work to do and stuff like that, but, I'll see you when the thing is, I'll see you when basically I see you, right? So basically, you have this one world government nurse come in, and she's kind of, I guess you can say, a stuck-up bitch, but she basically makes the threat through, like, a piece of, like, rubble. She's like, just to let you know, if you show up, I'll break her freaking neck. That's how easy I can break her neck if you show up. And Kuma's like, I understand. I won't show up. You have my word. I won't come back. So this is when Kuma gives his final goodbye to Bonnie. And this is the final goodbye that Kuma is basically giving to Bonnie, of which is his last of the free will he's got left, right? And he basically, doesn't say goodbye. His way of goodbye is saying, thank you for being in my life. Thank you for being born. And stuff like that. And Bonnie's just like, huh? What are you talking about, Daddy? Because obviously she's a kid, so she doesn't know the context of, like, why he's saying, like, because basically this is the last time he's ever going to see Bonnie, and he knows, like, yeah, this is it. This is the last time I'm ever going to see my daughter. The only time I'd probably ever see my daughter is if she ever went out to sea by chance. But by then, I'm not going to be me anymore. I'm just going to be some soulless individual, right? So basically, he says his final goodbye. It was a very emotional goodbye because like, this is the last time he's going to see Bonnie as actually Bartholomew Kuma. Not just freaking pacifista robotic Kuma, actual Kuma. So as he walks away, he's walking away. He looks back, and then he obviously starts to get very emotional. He starts to cry and tear up because he knows that's the last time I'm ever going to see her again. So it is, when you look at it, dude, it's fucked up what Saturn did. It is fucked up what Saturn did. Like, the fact that you not only strip this dude away from, everything, you basically put this ultimatum, say, like, well, you can save your daughter by this. This is the only way you can do it for free. If you do this, we'll save your daughter. But if you don't, well, your daughter's going to die. The fact that this dude, and it goes again to show you how freaking psychopathic the world government is and how evil they truly are. Like, they don't even care about a man wanting to save his daughter from this very terrible disease. They're like, yeah, we'll do it for you for free, but as long as you become a self-servient freaking dog to us, and you go against all your values that you originally stood by, well, we'll save her. Otherwise, you're lost. She'll die. And the fact that Saturn did that was really effed up, and it just goes to show you how truly evil the world government is. And again, it's funny because even Kizaru's in the room, like, dog, like, we know Kizaru to be like kind of like an honorable dude, right? And the fact that he probably just stood there and he just let this all Saturn say all this happen, and he basically and Vegapunk even told freaking Kizaru like, bro, shut the fuck up, dude. Do you understand what this dude is making us do? Um, it goes to show you like the bottom line is these people in the Navy, they just do what they're given told. As much as they maybe not think it's a good thing to do, they'll still fucking do it because they know they'll probably get killed. So it's kind of the thing of like they may be held at gunpoint to do it, but even then it's still effed up. I'm always of the belief if you work for somebody that you know is not doing the right thing, the best thing to do is call them out on their bullshit and probably more than likely just quit on them and just be like, you know what, fuck this. That's why we saw how Okiji, well, the reason why Okiji left, he knew the world government, he knew the Navy was corrupt and it was only taking orders from the world government, despite, you know, the propaganda that they play out there to the public in the One Piece world, saying like, "Oh yeah, we're doing good for the people. Pirates are bad. We're good. Yada yada yada." But Aokiji knows, like, no, no, no. This shit is effed up. We shouldn't be killing innocent people because they're looking into history. We shouldn't be doing this to random people. We shouldn't be. We should be the people that stand as the example for people to and actually spread real true justice. The justice that y'all spreading, it's some mind warp justice of if we don't have complete power of the situation, well then what the heck? And that's why we see why he joined Blackbeard's crew and why he became a pirate. And we got that understanding when he was go up against Garp and everything, because he just got sick and tired of the system where you know you're doing the wrong thing and you know what's happening is wrong, but you got to do it because, hey, you're given the orders to do it, even if you know it's not the right thing to do. We know another guy in the Navy, Smoker. He's that type of honorable dude where he doesn't like. If you remember in the Alabasta arc, he did not want to take credit for him being the one that defeated Crocodile. He said, I didn't do that. That was Straw Hat Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates that saved Alabasta, not me. But the Navy's like, no, 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 no. We cannot let the word get out that a pirate saved a freaking country. Because if that happens, well, then people might actually start. There might actually be more people that want to become pirates because they're like, wait, that means pirates are good. If pirates can actually save people, maybe I can be a pirate and everything. And obviously, the world government knows if there's more pirates out there, there's more chances of opposition against them that could potentially overthrow them, right? So it's really effed up, man, that they made Bonney go through that and stuff like, or made Kuma do that and basically give him everything. And just to round up the episode, we basically kind of get cut over to basically the Seven Warlords, basically in the pre-time skip era of their reactions to Kuma being announced as Seven Warlord. We see Boa Hancock; she has no fucking care. You have it to where, you have it to where, freaking, I forgot her name, but Granny, right? Gloriosa, I think that's the name. She's like, bro, you need to do this. Like, you need to go. And Boa's like, I'm not going to that thing because she was like anti or whatever. She only became a warlord of the sea because she knows like Amazon Lily wouldn't be attacked, right? We see B-Huck look at the paper. He doesn't really say anything. Doflamingo actually says something. Sugar shows up. And she's like, hey, Dofi, there is a new warlord. And Doflamingo's like, oh, Tyrant. This is going to be interesting. It's always good to see Doflamingo. I'm still to believe Doflamingo is going to come back and play some sort of role. I don't know when. I think he's going to get out of Impel Down. somehow. I don't know how, but I think he's gonna get out of I believe he's gonna be a main final player, but we don't know. Every time we see Doflamingo, he's always locked up talking about like, I know what's gonna happen next. I know what's gonna happen next with his weird ass smile, bro. Um, what is it? We see what's his face? I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Um, frick, man. I'm trying to think. I can't. Why am I? How am I forgetting? Moria. Moria's like, oh wow, he's got the paw fruit. I would like to see what that ability is like and everything. But somebody's like, but he's a warlord of the sea. You can't do nothing to him, and stuff like that. Because remember, he was getting all these famous pirates and everything to join his crew, due to like basically killing them and taking their souls. Yeah, and then one of the more interesting ones is you get it where Ace is there and he's like, "Hey, Jinbei, look, they actually got a new warlord," and we see that there was like Jinbei was actually on the seat, on just sitting in the ship, I guess having a like drinking thing with Whitebeard, chilling with Whitebeard and fucking Blackbeard. Teach was there, before he obviously turned, and basically Ace was like, "Hey, this is there's a new warlord," and basically Jinbei's like, "Oh well, I knew they had to replace somebody after." I forgot what the one dude's name was. It started with an M, right? Sorry, I don't take notes, right? But basically, that's kind of where it goes on, and that's basically kind of it. And then we have it to where it looks like Kuma's going to the Goa Kingdom, right? Luffy's a kid there at that point in time, and he's still there, right? And I don't know if this means he's gonna come across Luffy as a child, and it's just the whole standpoint. Luffy must have forgot this dude. It would make sense in Luffy's character that he would, but he's given an order to go to the Goa Kingdom, and that's kind of where it is. Next episode preview basically showed that it looks like Bonney is going to be heading out to sea to try to find Kuma. So clearly, we're going to probably get one more time skip, and then that's probably be it, the backstory. So there's that. But anyways, that is it. So essentially, yeah. But another heartbreaking episode. But again, it shows you how effed up the world government is, but nothing you can do about it. But anyways, I'm the guy for guys. If you guys like the video, leave a like, put in the comment section your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button if you want to get more One Piece content or any other anime content I upload to the channel and stuff like that. But till then, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great rest of your day or your night. Until then, guys, peace.